So, very good evening to everybody, and welcome back to Eco, the skill provider. So, my friends, we are always in a constant innovations. How exactly you guys can speak English, right? Our team effort is that how you guys can speak English. So that's why I'm coming with a lot of things every day. You can check it out. I'm coming with a lot of things. Sometimes I'm giving you some binomials. Sometimes I'm giving you some structures. Sometimes I'm giving you some new, something called expressions. A lot of things I'm giving you every day. And today I'm going to improve your vocabs also. Because why vocabulary is important? If you know a lot of vocabulary, it is easy for you to express yourself. Most of the time, you guys complain that, sir, I know a lot of things, but I cannot express myself. Do you know why? Because of the fact that you guys is not able to get the right kind of vocabs at the right time. ଠିକ ସମୟରେ ଠିକ vocabulary ଆପଣଙ୍କ ମନକୁ ଆସେ ଆଉ ସେଇ କାରଣ ପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଇଂଲିଶ ଟାକୁ ଠିକରେ କହିପାରନ୍ତି that's only reason. So that's why we are in a hunt. I'll give you this is a completely new platform I am going to give you where you can acquire a lot of vocabulary. ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯଦି vocabulary strong ହେଇଗଲା, believe me, it is going to help you in a very long way. So today I am going to teach you something called okay. This is something called some useful expressions with hand. Hand ର କିଛି ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି like no I'm going to I mean discuss these things with you. So I'm sure this particular things is going to help you in a very it is going to help you in a different way. So hand is very vital. Nobody can survive without hand. Okay, every day you are doing all your work through hands only. I'm writing, I'm teaching, I'm making this PPT for you guys with my hands only. So hands are very precious to us. So do you know that using hands you can also use a lot of expression? ମାନେ ଆମେ hand କୁ use କରିକି ଅନେକ ଗୁଡ଼ିଏ expression ଆମେ ତିଆରି କରିପାରିବା. So expression means it's just like in a group of words. So whenever you say expression, what do you mean by expression? That means a group of words. Okay. Whenever I say expression, that means it's a group of words. Nothing else. Expression means a group of words. There are a lot of group of words will be there, but it contains the word hand. It contains the word hand. So today I am going to discuss almost 12 to 13, expression that contains hand. And vocab thaiki we are going to discuss that. I'm sure it is going to help you. Kahinki na jo vocab soda aji ame alochana karuchanti, that is something called everyday vocabs. Do you know the meaning of everyday vocabs? Very common vocabs. You can use it anywhere, anytime. Okay. So very powerful vocabs. ଆଉ ଯୋଉ vocabs ଗୁଡା ଆମେ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି, it is is going to help you in so many ways. It is going to help you in so many different ways. So that's why it is very important. ଆପଣ ମାନେ ୟାକୁ ଟିକେ ଭଲରେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ. Just check it out. What are the things I am going to discuss? The first one, why expressions are important? ଆପଣ କହିବେ sir, why should we learn expression? Why not single and individual words? ଆମେ expression କାଇଁ group of words ପଢିବା? Because this is the reason why you are supposed to know a lot of things about. This is my 4 dimensional things. ଏଟାକୁ ମୁଁ 4 dimensional approach ବୋଲି କହୁଛି. ଆପଣ ମାନେ ego ରେ join କରିଛନ୍ତି to get 4 benefits. We call it 4 benefits. Yes, virtually we are going to give you. The first one is you are supposed to speak error-free English. ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ମୋ ସହିତ ଅଛନ୍ତି, you are look, anybody can speak English. You can say I going. ଏଟା କଣ English ହେଲାନି? But it's something called broken English. It's not error-free English. ଏଥିରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ am କିମ୍ବା are ଛାଡ଼ିଦେଲେ. Something called you are missing some grammar points here. So ଯଦି ଜଣେ କହିବ ଯେ ମୁଁ ପ୍ରକାଶ ସାରଙ୍କୁ କହିବି sir I going. ତାମାନେ ପ୍ରକାଶ ସାର ବୁଝି ପାରୁଛନ୍ତି. It's not like that ସାର ବୁଝି ପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି, but ମୁଁ ଯାହା କହିଲି that was not grammatically compatible sentence. ଆଉ ए प्लेटफॉर्म रे I want to give you error of English and you can speak English confidently. अपन जो भय अछि कहउछन that is something called xenoglosphobia. Tomorrow I'm going to discuss a topic called phobia, means how to overcome the phobias. So that is called xenoglosphobia. So xenoglosphobia जेतला हमर अछि, so that's why we are not able to speak English. And whenever you are trying to learn how to speak error of English, you can speak confidently. Upon confidence body, you can speak English very confidently. And third thing is fluently. Upon mane kon pe एठे अछंती obviously fluent English कहया पे. जदि अपन कबे yes sir I am going, it's not like fluent English. You are supposed yes sir I'm going. Are you coming tomorrow? Yes sir we can have a party like that. This is called fluent English. That means you have to increase the pace of your spoken English. अपन टिके पेज टाକୁ बढ़िया पे पड़े. And the fourth one is very important my friends, that is called you are supposed to speak English naturally. Normally ଆପଣ it's not a joke, ଆପଣ जोठी पचारंतो most of the time the fourth parameter everybody is missing out. ସମସ୍ତେ कोन सर मु टिके confidently कहबी किंदे English fluent कहि देबी, but what is natural English? Let me give an example. आपण जेतले इंग्लिश को ओडिया कहउछंती whenever trying to speak ओडिया आपण सेही समय परिश्रम करू नाहंती. I'm sure you are not thinking a lot. काहेकि ना ओडिया होची आपनकर मातृभाषा and ओडिया something comes very naturally to you. Very naturally. आपण जहा देखुछन सेटा कहि दउछंती. Effortless. आपण जेतले ओडिया कहउछंती समस्ते हमें including me also, तो हमें समस्ते effortless English कहउछन. But think that whenever you are trying to speak English आपण केते कष्ट करूछन. जेमति आपण गोटे हिमालय रे चढिले, like you feel like that in that particular situation. Why? Because you don't know how to speak naturally. केवल जे हम मदर टंग नुहे आमे पढिने आमे जानिने, that is an excuse. आपण तो तृतीय चतुर्थ क्लास रु समस्त इंग्लिश पढुछन. Can you say that नहीं आमे कहि माने पढुनांती बोली आपण समस्त इंग्लिश पढुछंती. चतुर्थ क्लास रु आपण इंग्लिश पढलेनी. आपण जेतिक एज हेलानी, that means you are in constant touch with English in your graduation, in your PG, आपण जहां भी पढिछंती. So but still we are not able to speak naturally. कौन पाई? Because you don't know the process. Oriya medium किसी problem नहीं sir. Let me tell you to everybody. Oriya medium, being an Oriya medium school student is not a problem. What is problem? You don't know the process. You don't know the technique. You don't know the way. You don't know the strategy. ये सब जिनछोड़ा अपन जणा नहीं. And today that's why अपन जो natural English कहबे अपन पांचटा जिनछ पर focus करिवे. One is called idioms. Something called binomials. सब पढ़ा जीव अपन. Once more I'll teach you. Something called expression, collocation, phrasal verb. ए पांचटा जिनछ अपन you can take a screenshot of these particular things and you can remember. You can ask me, sir, idioms मु पढ़ली, binomials पढ़ली, expression पढ़ली, collocation पढ़ली, phrasal verb पढ़ली, but मु natural English कहि पन impossible. I can bet you. If you're learning these 5 things, you can easily speak English. So today we are going to learn some expression. Okay, and what is that? Useful expression with hand. Hand thibo ame kichi expression aji padhiba. Okay, so this is my part 1. Just check it out. By hand. What do you mean by hand? तो आपण एठी भूल कर दियंती. आपण को by hand माने by माने द्वारा, hand माने हाथ द्वारा. No, you are making a mistake. आपण जले इंग्लिश पढुचंती, it is my sincere suggestion to everybody, just stay away your mother tongue from it. जदि आपण इंग्लिश पढिया पई चाहुचंती, समस्त मु खाली एती कर सजेशन देबी, आपण टिके मदर टंग ठो दूरे के रहंतु इंग्लिश पढला समय. Look, I am also speaking in Odia sometimes काहे कि ना आपण बुझिया पई, किंतु मु चाहूची 24 आपण से इंग्लिश ले कहया पई. मु कहि परनी कोन पई, मे बी किछि पॉइंट आपण मिस करि जाय पारंती. So that's why I'm not speaking every time in English. But really, I always want to speak in English only with you. Jetu some of you are not able to, some are newcomers, so I thought that it's better I can speak in Oriya sometimes. Okay, I am forced to speak. Otherwise, it's my sincere attempt, like how I can speak only English so that you can learn it. Right? So let's discuss some things. Then I'll tell you a beautiful story also. By hand means by person. Whenever something is done by person, माने लोको द्वारा करा जाउची, machine द्वारा करा जाउ. Because right now everybody is technological savvy. अपन देखुछन सब जिंस machine द्वारा हला. Everything, digging work is done by also machine. आगुरु कुओ खोला होतिला, एबे देखितो machine आसी गलानी कुओ खोलुची. That's very much true. ଆପଣ stitch କରୁଥିଲେ right now with your needles and everything. Right now machine has come, so machine has been replaced by human. So that's why the job market is shrinking, right? So by hand means when something is done by person, not by machine. Look, my shoes are made by hand. ଆପଣ ଭାବୁଥିବେ ଏଇଟା ମୋ ହାତ ଦ୍ୱାରା ତିଆରି ହେଇଛି, no, ଏଇଟା ଲୋକଙ୍କ ଦ୍ୱାରା ତିଆରି ହେଲା. That meaning is like this. So this is called English, very powerful lesson. And please don't stay away from mother tongue whenever trying to learn spoken English. The first one is called my shoes are made by hand. So ଆପଣ ଶୁଣିଥିବେ by hand delivery କରିଦେବା. By hand ମାନେ କଣ? ହାତ ଦ୍ୱାରା ନୁହଁ, ଲୋକ ଦ୍ୱାରା. ତ ମୁଁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ପାଇବି କେମିତି? ସାର୍ don't worry, I'll deliver it by hand. By hand mane I'll send you some person to your home. I can deliver it by hand. So whenever by hand deliver, that means a person will come to your home and he will give you that parcel. That is called by hand delivery. A person, always a person is being involved. So that is called by hand. Okay. So this is my first expression. The second expression is called at hand. So at hand means when something is available to you very easily. Easily available to you. Something is very easily available. What happened? Suppose right now I'm sitting right now. Okay. So if I have a wireless mouse with me, if it is there, then if I want to make it move and the screen and other things changes, then how can I do the changes? So I need at hand. At hand mane जोटा कि अपन को easily available होथिबो. Let me give a very classic example. अपन माने टीवी देखुछंती, तो टीवी जेतले देखुछंती आपण सदाले चाहंती रिमोट टा आपण पाखरे थाउ, काई ना आड समय रे आपण पुनी चेंज कर देबे चैनल. जदि मन करे सेटा दूर रे थिबो, then you have to go and bring a lot of issue happens to you. That is not a good enjoyable experience, pleasant experience for you. So that's why you always keep the remote with you. Suppose right now I'm sitting in front of you, my camera is on, my lappy means laptop is on, my keyboard is on, okay, and my something called my mouse is on, everything's on my hand. At hand, everything is available at hand means very easily available. I can, if I need some action, I can do that. So that is called at hand. When I would like to have a dictionary at hand, when I read a novel, suppose I'm reading a novel, so what I need a dictionary, because upon janichanti novel re bahut difficult word thai. Suppose a dictionary ta apan shelf re thua aithibo, so it's very difficult for you. Again you have to go there, bring it for one word, again put it. It's not like that. So you have to put the dictionary at hand. That means something is available, easily available. So I can say whenever I take online class, all my equipment are at hand. At hand means it is easily available to me. So that is, I have written it. This is the second thing. Let me take out all the things, then I'll take your question. Don't worry. The third thing is called free hand. Very beautiful words. এটা ଆପଣ ସଦାବେଳେ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛନ୍ତି. ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ, ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଜଣେ ଭାଇ ଟିକେ ବଡ ହେଇଗଲାଣି, ଆପଣ ତ ଘରେ ବଡ ଥିବେ ଭଲ କଥା, କିମ୍ବା ଆପଣଙ୍କ ବାପାଙ୍କ କଥା କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ଏବେ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଡିସିସନ ନଉଛନ୍ତି ବାପା ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ଛାଡି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି. ଧରନ୍ତୁ ପ୍ରକାଶ ସାର୍ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ, ଜଦାବ ସାର୍ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ, ମାନିନ ମ୍ୟାଡମ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ, ଯୋଉମାନେ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ, ଆପଣଙ୍କ ବାପା ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ସବୁ ଛାଡି ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି. ସେ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ପୁଅ ତ ବଡ ହେଇଗଲାଣି, ଝିଅ ବଡ ହେଇଗଲାଣି, ସେ ଯାହା ଡିସିସନ ନେବେ. So that means you have given a free hand. What do you mean a free hand? Have the permission to take any decision. That means you virtually, you have the freedom. Okay, yeah, another word you can say, let me put it for, that's a very good example, freedom. You have virtual freedom, like whenever it comes to, free hand means it's a kind of freedom. Apanaka freedom much, you can take any decision, right? So you can say have permission to take any decision, or you have virtual freedom. You can take, suppose my father has given me freedom, I can take any decision, what business I can go, what I can do, I have given you a free hand. So why it is important, a particular word ta apna officially use kari paribe, ghare use kari paribe, you can call, you can use anywhere. Suppose apankar boss apana suppose you are working as an executive in a company, तो आपनकर गोटे प्रोडक्ट सेल होची बा सर्विस सेल होची, आपनकर पर प्रोडक्ट्स लाइक यू आर वर्किंग विथ सपोज सम ऑनलाइन फार्म, तो प्रोडक्ट सेल करिया पे आपन 10000 पाइछि, तो आपन को आपन बॉस कहले ठीक अछि, आपन डिसीजन ने तो किछ नै, आपन को स्टैंडिंग प्राइस रहला 8000, आपन यू कैन गो, आई एम गिविंग यू अ फ्री हैंड. That means you have the permission to take any decision. you have virtual freedom. Apno father କହିବେ like I have given free hand to my son to choose a bride for him. ମାନେ ଆପଣ ନିଜ ଜୀବନ ସାଥୀ ଖୋଜିବା ପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ବାପା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ free hand ଦେଇଦେଲେ. That means you have the luxury, you have the freedom, you have the permission to decide your next course of action. So that is something called, free hand. I have given a free hand, freedom. Free hand equal to freedom. But freedom has a different meaning as freedom. Here, for a particular things you have given. Freedom is entirely different. It's just like for your understanding, but whenever you say I have given a free hand on a particular subject, not everything. You cannot go here and there and do anything. ଆପଣ ବାବା କହିଲେ ଠିକ ଅଛି ତମେ ଆଜି ମାର୍କେଟ ବୁଲିବା ପାଇଁ ଯାଉଛ ଆଜି ଗୋଟେ ଦିନ ବୁଲ. I have given a free hand. ଆଜି ଏକ୍ସାମ ସରିଛି ମୁଁ ବୁଲି ପାରିବି. But it's not applicable every day. So like that. Free hand means you have the permission to do or take any decision at will. At will ମାନେ ମନ ଇଚ୍ଛା ଯୋଉଟା ଆମେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି. Okay. My father has given me freedom or a free hand to decide the future course of action. Suppose I want to study. So my father told, what you want to study? I said, let me decide. Okay, I'm giving you a free hand. You can study anything. So that is something called giving a free hand. Okay, this is the first one. Let me give you the second one. Have upper hand. Have upper hand. So look, everywhere you can find hand, hand, hand. Here also hand. So remember, whenever I say have upper hand, that is also have will be compulsorily be used. This is called collocation. It have ଲାଗିବ. ଆପଣ have ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ bracket ଭିତରେ ରଖିଛି କଣ ପାଇଁ upper hand ଟା ହଉଛି expression କିନ୍ତୁ ତା ସହିତ have ଲାଗିବ. Upper hand is the expression you are supposed to use have with it. ଯଦି ଆପଣ have ନ ଲଗେଇକି ଆଉ କିଛି ଲଗେଇବେ the entire sentence will be wrong. So that's why have upper hand. Have control of such certain situation. You are in a favorable, the situation is favorable to you. Let me give a very classic example. ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ବହୁତ ଫର୍ମରେ ଅଛି. ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଟିମ୍ କ୍ରିକେଟ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆନ କ୍ରିକେଟ ଟିମ୍ ବହୁତ ଜବରଦସ୍ତ ଫର୍ମରେ ଅଛି. ଆପଣ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟ କୁମାର ୟାଦବ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ, ବିରାଟ କୋହଲି ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ, all the people are very the tremendous form of their life and they are playing good cricket also. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ next match ହବ. Let it be anywhere. ଇଣ୍ଡିଆର କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ହେଲା ତ ଯଦି ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ପଚାରିବି if are cricket enthusiastic ମୁଁ ମାନଙ୍କ ମୁକ୍ତିକାନ୍ତ ସାର୍ ପଚାରିବି ସାର୍ ଆଉ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ କଣ କାଲି ଜିତିବ ଆପଣ କଣ yes India has certainly an upper hand. India has certainly an upper hand. Upper hand ମାନେ କଣ because he is the control of the situation. The situation is very favorable. The situation is very favorable. So whenever some situation is very favorable, you can say you have the upper hand. Suppose ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ police officer ପୁଅ ସହିତ ଝଗଡା କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ କାର upper hand ରହିବ that point because the police can catch up hold you. They can frame a case against you. So you can say if I'm going to fight with son of a police officer, obviously that person has an upper hand. Upper hand means the situation is favorable to do something, have the control of the situation. India has the upper hand when it comes to Kashmir. ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି that is India and Pakistan at loggerheads in constant problems, taking Kashmir into account. And whenever, because we have constant control over Kashmir for the last 60 years. So whenever it comes to any negotiation or war, anything like that, India has always an upper hand. Ultimately India is going to win. So that is something called have an upper hand. Okay. The next one is something called heavy hand. With a heavy hand is always used. With a heavy hand deals with something very severely or with much force. जोटा हमें कंट्रोल करंती गोटे जिनसटा हमें कंट्रोल करिया with a heavy force. गोटे छोटे एग्जांपल देबी. सपोज आपन के एरिया रे किछि राइट हे गेला माने किछि दंगा हे गेला तो दंगा को पुलिस कोन करे वाटर कैनन देयर विल बी फोर्स 144 section have been clamped माने 144 तार धारी हिजबो और जे माने बाहर को आसीबे they will be completely they will be completely chased away by the right police. आपण देखिछन्ती जिनसडा केबे केबे लाइफ रे देखिथिबे. So this is something called that we have to control the situation with heavy hand. Heavy hand mane I want to say that something you want to deal with putting a lot of pressure, force, by force. Force mane it is force, no, this is not force. Force mane using police force or army. That is called by force. Okay. So whenever you do or you deal with a situation with that very severely, with a much or a force, then you can say that with suppose ଆପଣଙ୍କର like ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଛୁଆ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମାନୁନି, ଆପଣ ବାରମ୍ବାର କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସେ ମାନୁନି, ଆପଣ କଣ କରିବେ? Suppose I am your best friend, ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିବି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ or ସାର୍ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ like he is going out of control. So you have to deal that guy with heavy hand. ଆପଣ ତାକୁ force ଦେବେ, ତାକୁ ମାଡ ମାରିବେ, otherwise ସେ ସୁଧାରିବନି. So that is called with heavy hand. Heavy hand ମାନେ by force. You are trying to apply force. Just check it out. I have taken an example. The authority have suppressed the riot with heavy hand. So authority ଗୋଟେ riot ହଉଛି, ଯୋଉଠି ଦଙ୍ଗା ହଉଛି, ସେଠି ଦଙ୍ଗାକାରୀଙ୍କୁ police ପୁରା ମାନେ କରିଥାଏ କଣ? He always make him happens like this. So that is something called, I request everyone to mute it. I don't know, like some sounds is coming. Anyway, so authorities have suppressed the riot with a heavy hand. Okay. Heavy hand means you have to deal something very severely or something called with much force. Suppose you can say like, the employer becoming unruly or your son or daughter is becoming unruly. You find that this is going to create problem for me. Then you have to deal with that person with heavy hand. You have to apply force. You have to beat him mercilessly if you want to really do that things. Okay. The next one is called fast hand. ଆପଣ କେତେବେଳେ ଶୁଣିଥିବେ fast hand information? What is the meaning of fast hand? The fast hand is from the original source. For example, ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଗୋଟେ accident ହେଇଛି and ମୁଁ ହଉଛି victim. ତ ମୋର best friend ହଉଛନ୍ତି ମନେକର ପ୍ରକାଶ sir. ତ ପ୍ରକାଶ sir ମତେ call କରୁଛନ୍ତି, is going to call me off and telling me sir କଣ ହେଲା? ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କୁ details ଟା କହିବି, ଏମିତି sir ହେଇଥିଲା, ମୁଁ ଏଇଠି ଥିଲି, like this is getting the fast hand information. କିନ୍ତୁ ପ୍ରକାଶ sir like ମୁକ୍ତିକାନ୍ତ sir ଙ୍କୁ କହିଲେ, ତ ମୁକ୍ତିକାନ୍ତ sir ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷଟା କହିବେ, that is called, that is not the fast hand. That is not the original thing. That becomes second hand information. The first hand information means from the original source. Actually the victim ତାଠୁ ଆପଣ ପାଇଛନ୍ତି information ଟା. So that is something called from the original source. You can say I do have the first hand information about the incident because the victim is my bosom friend. ଯିଏ ଏଥିରେ victim ଅଛନ୍ତି case ରେ, actually he is my bosom friend, he is my best friend. So I got the first hand information. So first hand information means whenever the information is acquired from the original source, actually the first source, ଯିଏ ହିଁ ଜିନିଷରେ involve ଅଛି, you are trying to get the information, that is something called the first hand account, first hand information. Okay. The next one is something called second hand. That is a very common thing, right? Somebody hand ଲାଗିଛି, that's why it is called expression with hands. Second hand, this is a second hand bike, this is second hand car, this is second hand showroom. That means not new, it's an old one. That means somebody has used it before. Aguru ke jane use korchi, you are trying to use that, you become a second hand things. That you know very well, I don't want to discuss about that thing. Go hand in hand, go hand in hand. So what do you mean by go hand in hand? Look, they are closely connected. Good action thile, good reaction habo. So action and reaction go hand in hand. Apan gote choto pilla ku pitibe, se kandibo, obviously is going to cry. So beating and crying go hand in hand. So one, they are very closely connected. There are so many examples you can take. I have given an example. Poverty and violence go hand in hand. Apan dekhithibe violence re jo mane normally thanti, they don't have a very good, I mean a decent childhood. ତାଙ୍କ ଲାଇଫ୍ ରେ ବହୁତ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଥିବ and ସେମାନେ ହିଁ ଏମିତି ସବୁ କାମ କରନ୍ତି. You have a decent childhood, you'll be thinking how you'll go, I'll do in better in my life. But you have a very violent childhood, a lot of problems happens to you, you become very violent, you don't have a very good parenting that time, then you have a lot of problems. So you can say something go hand in hand means two incidents are closely related. ଆପଣ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି like ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ like ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ହାରି ଯାଉଛି, ଯଦି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ହାରି ଯାଉଛି କିଛି ଲୋକ ମାନେ ଟିଭି ଭାଙ୍ଗି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି. So ଟିଭି ଭାଙ୍ଗିବା କାହା ଯୋଗୁ ହେଲା? ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ହାରିବା ଯୋଗୁ. So breaking a TV and the loss of India go hand in hand. ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କର ଭଲ ପାଠ ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି, there is a probability you will get a good job. So studying well and getting a good job go hand in hand. So one is related to it, other very positively, they are closely related. ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ମତେ respect ଦଉଛନ୍ତି, obviously I'll give you respect. I'll definitely go give you respect. So taking respect and giving respect go hand in hand. So I'm sure it is going to help you. It does, it makes some sense. Otherwise, once I'll go the next session, I'll explain it. Once a little doubt will be there. Okay. So go hand in hand means when they are closely connected, they are very much closely connected. That is something called, suppose there are 100 examples you can take like this. Okay. Get out of hand. Whenever I say get out of hand, that means go out of control. କୌଣସି ଜିନିଷଟା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆଉଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ ହେଇଯାଏ, that is something called get out of hand. ଆପଣ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି lot of things is going out of control. ଆପଣ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି କିଛି କିଛି ସିଚୁଏସନ ଆପଣ ଅଣାୟତ୍ତରେ ରହୁନି. You are trying to it is get out of hand. Sometimes ଆପଣଙ୍କର ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ସାଙ୍ଗ ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟେ ପିକନିକ ଯାଉଥିଲେ, ଦେଖିବେ ଦୁଇ ଜଣ ସାଙ୍ଗ ଭିତରେ ଯେ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହଉ ଝଗଡା ହେଇଗଲାଣି. ଆପଣ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି ତାକୁ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ କରିବା ପାଇଁ, but it is very difficult for you to control that things. That means it is going out of control or getting out of hand. So getting out of hand is something called natural way of speaking. ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଏଇଟାକୁ use କରୁଛନ୍ତି, the right hand side. That is for explanation I given you. But actually what, if you want to speak just like a native speaker, ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି, you want to speak just like a native speaker, you are supposed to use this expression. What is that? Get out of hand. The situation is getting out of control or getting out of hand, or okay, or getting out of hand, or getting out of hand. You can say like this. We need to report to police. Whenever you want to report to police, whenever the situation is getting out of hand, getting out of, oh my God, it is getting out of hand. I cannot do anything. Let me. ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଅଫିସରେ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ପିଲାକୁ ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରନ୍ତି, ସେ ବୁଝେନି, ଆପଣ କଣ କରନ୍ତି? You are reporting to a senior officer. The same things for everybody. So you can say that try to make him understand the situation, but the situation is getting out of my hand. So better I can report to my higher authority. That is how we are supposed to use. Okay. And this is something called the fourth one. Okay. This is something called the fourth one. Give or lend a hand. So whenever you help somebody physically, ଆପଣ ଜଣକୁ ଧରନ୍ତୁ ଜଣେ ପଡିଗଲା, ଆପଣ ତାକୁ ଉଠେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ କିଛି ଲଗେଜ ଟେକିବାର ଅଛି, ଆପଣ ତାକୁ ହେଲ୍ପ କରନ୍ତି. So that is something called give a hand or lend a hand. You can use lend a hand or give a hand. In both ways you can say. So so let me give an example here. Like could you lend me hand to lift this heavy bag? Could you please lend me your hand? Could you please give me your hand? That means help. ତ ଆପଣ କହିବେ ସାର୍ ହେଲ୍ପଟାକୁ ଆପଣ ଏତେ କାହିଁକି ଗିଭ୍ ମି ହ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ କହୁଛନ୍ତି? ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ସ ଦ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ. ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲ୍ପ ୱାର୍ଡ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି, ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆମେ ସିନ୍ସ ଆୱାର ଚାଇଲ୍ଡହୁଡ, ମତେ ଟିକେ ହେଲ୍ପ କରିବ, ଛୋଟ ପିଲା ବି ଛୋଟ ପିଲାକୁ କହୁଛି, ସାଙ୍ଗ ମତେ ଟିକେ ହେଲ୍ପ କରିବ, ଆପଣ ବି କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ବସକୁ, ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗମାନେ କହିବେ ହେଲ୍ପ ହେଲ୍ପ ହେଲ୍ପ. ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ସ ଅ ଭେରି କମନ ୱାର୍ଡ and that is not the natural way you can speak English. You have to say, can you lend me your hand? That is, can you help me out? Could you please lend me your hand in this particular situation? मते टिके help करिवो के situation रे. Basically when you are in a physical situation, somebody wants to physically want to help you out. Okay, so that is called lending a helping hand, lending an hand, like that. Okay, so have your hands full, have your hands full, very busy with something. So again ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ like busy, this word. Okay, just check it out. Busy is a word you have been very familiar with this word. এই ওয়ার্ডটা সেটা ଆପଣ ବହୁତ familiar ଅଛନ୍ତି. ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କଲ୍ କରିବି ଲାଇକ୍ ମୁଁ ସବୁ ଅଶୋକ ସାର୍ଙ୍କୁ ଫୋନ କରୁଛି, ଅଶୋକ ସାର୍ ଫୋନଟା ଉଠେଇ ପାରିଲେନି, then again he will be calling me back and telling sir I was busy. ପ୍ରକାଶ ସାର୍ଙ୍କୁ କହିବି sir I was busy. Everybody was telling I was busy, I was busy. ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ପିଲା ବି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ପିଲାକୁ standard 6th 4th 5 ପିଲା କହୁଛନ୍ତି sir I was busy. Friend, I was busy. So busy is a very, very common word. And this not augur well for your spoken English. You can say, I am tired of. Let me tell you. I am tired of. Or I was tired of. I was tired of. I was tired of. So this is an expression, tired of. The same way, another expression is there. Have my hands full. Have your hands full. Look, very busy with something. I have my hands full. I have my hands full. Suppose आपण colleague ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର colleague ଅଶୋକ ସାରଙ୍କର ମୁଁ colleague ସାର୍ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କିଛି କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ମୁଁ କହିବି ସାର୍ ଏଇଟା ଟିକେ ମୋ ପାଇଁ କରିଦେବେ କି? How can I say I am sorry? Look, you cannot say I am tired of right now କାରଣ ସେ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି. So you cannot use the expression there. You can say I am sorry, I have my hands full. ତା ମାନେ ମୋ ପାଇଁ ଅନେକ କାମ ଅଛି. ଆପଣ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ମୋର 5ଟା କାମ ପଡିଛି ବହୁତ ଗୁଡା ଫାଇଲ କାମ କରୁଛି ଆଉ କେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ କରିବି ଆପଣ କରିପାରିବିନି so that time you can say my I have my hands full. I have my hands full means I have 100 things to do, so I cannot take 101 work, that much of pressure. So try to understand busy ଆପଣ ୟୁଜ କରିବେ ବଟ୍ ଏଇଠି busy ଆପଣ ସେଇଠି busy ଅଛନ୍ତି ଏଇଠି busy ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଠି busy ଅଛନ୍ତି ତ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସନ ଶିଖେଇଥିଲି that is something called I am tired of. तो आपण भाबुथिबे कोन जेतले tied up अछि सर एटा तो मैं यूज कर देबी तो obviously you cannot use. You know why? Because tied up is something you are actually busy and I have not seen it. आपनको धरंतु आपण ऑफिस रे अछंती मु आपनको कॉल करछि हेलो सर 5 मिनिट मो सहित कथा तबे नो सर आई एम टायर्ड ऑफ त माने आपण से समय बिजी अछन बट whenever you say my hands are full or I have my hands full त माने से समय रे फिजिकली गोटे लोक को कहउछन. Suppose upon the right now what exactly I'm teaching you say somebody mate jane like I got a call right now, I just got a call right now but I did not pick it up because I'm tired of right now se lokota dekhini kintu gote loko mo pakhu asi कहबो sir एटा टिके कर देबे कि मु कोन कहबी देखंतु मो वर्तमान क्लास नउची my like I have my hands full, I have something to do, I have 100 things to do, so I cannot do your work. This is one of the powerful vocabs, you can use it my dear friends, that's very important. Okay, so look ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ ବାରମ୍ବାର କହୁଛି ଆପଣ ଇଂଲିଶ କହୁଛନ୍ତି it's not like that your mind is completely blank but you guys are not able to speak English thoroughly. ଆପଣ ଇଂଲିଶ thoroughly କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି naturally way ରେ ହଉନି କଣ ପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ଭାବୁଛନ୍ତି ଏଗୁଡା ହଉଛି extra burden. ଯେତେ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଆପଣ ଭାବିବେ these are my extra burdens, I'm sorry to say that you cannot speak English naturally. You are supposed to speak it up. Always say at least କିଛି use କରନ୍ତୁ. Suppose I am going to give you some 100 words तो ଆପଣ 100 words use न करि पारंती but you can use 25%, that's all. Then you become a natural speaker. It's not necessarily that you have to 100 words whatever I given you, that if you are going to utilize it everything then you are going to create a miracle for you, but that may not happen, but at least 25% you can use. That's what I'm going to tell you today. This I have given you 12 such words. 12 words means you can use it, at least 5 words you can use, that's enough. That's the things I need from you guys. Okay, the next one is something called like eta mu kalli kahitli right, hands are tied, my hands are tied, your hands are tied, prevented from taking any action due to a rule and the law, like eta kalli bi Ashok sir kahutile. So India cannot intervene in the Russia and the Ukraine war because its hands are tied up by an agreement. Tied up, my hands are tied. Whenever you say my hands are tied, that means you cannot do anything. I'm sorry, I cannot do anything. What I'll do? ମୋ ଉପର ଅଫିସର ମନେକର ଜଣକୁ ବାହାର କରିଦେଲେ, I am the junior one, ସେ ଯୋଉ ପିଲାଟିକୁ ବାହାର କରିଦେଲେ ସେ ଆସି ମତେ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ କରୁଛି ଭାଇ ମତେ ଆଉ ଟିକେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ କର, ମୁଁ କଣ କରିପାରିବି? What I can do? Because I am not the authority. The authority already shown you the door. Shown you the door. Show you up. Shown you the door. Look, very good word. Okay, the boss has shown you the door. The boss has shown you the door. Okay, the boss has shown you to the door. Whenever I say the boss has shown you the door, that means you have been asked to go away from the company, you have been terminated, you have shown the door, you have been terminated. ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଟା ହେଲା କଣ, you have been terminated, ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି you have been thrown out of the company, but has shown you the door, it's an idiom. ଯଦି ଏଇ idiom ଆପଣ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, I'm sure you are trying to speak something very naturally. ଆଉ ଆମର actually ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଉଦ୍ଦେଶ୍ୟ ରହୁ, it may take some time. ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିଦେଇଛି don't log out from this platform, as long as you want to stay, please stay with me and try to speak English naturally. At least ସେଇଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ତ ପ୍ରଭାବ ପଡିବ, ଆପଣଙ୍କର posterity, your generation to come, they are also not facing any problems because of you. So that's very important concept. Okay. So try to speak English naturally. Is am or was were busy everybody is using. What is the difference between you and why you are spending 1 hour with me? To learn English naturally, to speak English naturally. So that's the process I want from you. Okay. So here, like no, I have given it all the things. This is something called we have already gone for 12 different words, and this is useful expressions with hand. So it's time for you. You have any doubt, you can ask me straight away. Clear screen.